Welcome back to How XYZ Could Work in Project Playtime. I'm Mr. Maddock, and today I'm here with Rip Tor,
Back with the milk.
who survived the great Yarnaby incident. So tell me, Mr. Tor, how did you do it?
Well, it wasn't me. It was, me? Play a horror game by myself? Like any sane human being, I watched someone do it. And I've got to say, the incident that we call Yarnaby's boss fight is not that deep. Yeah, so just fuck me, right? I can't believe this.
Jeff, you told me the guest was a survivor, not a witness. What do you mean? Hello? Ugh. If it's not that deep, then how did they do it?
Well, you see, what I'm getting at is that the Yarnaby boss fight wasn't even really that bad. It was the perfect difficulty for a boss fight that kills off a character at the end. The only part that makes it unbearable is that you don't know what you're doing at the start and it makes you frustrated. So literally all they have to do is just give you an objective on the top telling you what to do.
Motherfucker.
So Chapter 4 is here, and a little late, but so am I. And I'd say it lived up to the very high bar that Chapter 3 set. Besides a couple flaws like making things unclear and choosing a Baba Chops boss fight over literally anyone else, Chapter 4 could arguably be better than Chapter 3 if you just swap out a little bit of the horror and sacrifice that for some amazing world building. And as expected, Chapter 4 brought in so many more possibilities for Project Playtime. We have a whole new layer of Playtime code that we can mess around with for maps. There also was not a circus at all in Chapter 4, so that leaked circus poster, I think that's a project map that they're teasing us with. No way a circus is that deep in Chapter 5. And of course, monsters. After this chapter, not having enough monsters for Project Playtime to get a full roster is no longer a problem, and I plan on covering all of them. Except giant Baba Chops. But that's not gonna happen if I sit here yapping, right? So let's get straight into the...
What did you say about my brother?
You want me to wait while you go answer that? I'm kidding, that's Disney knocking on my door. Yeah, Disney? I'll make another joke about your damn Lion King.
Long live the king.
I withheld this video for a while, waiting to get my ads back, so maybe I could kickstart a little career with this video. And there it all goes, to the hands of the mouse. Anyway, when it comes to Yarnaby. Originally I wanted to combine him with the Doctor, but Yarnaby and the Doctor didn't actually team up on you at all in the chapter. And the Doctor also has much of his own unique abilities that I would like to play around with without Yarnaby in the picture. So we're getting Yarnaby solo and the Doctor solo, and I hope that's how they do it in the actual game as well. Jeez, 3 minutes without getting to the fucking moveset. I'm so sorry. I'll make it worth your while, jeez. Anyway, my primary goal for Yarnaby is to make him a basic monster. Yeah, I know I've said that the past 2 times, but this time he's a bigger body. Like an actual, big. He's a bigger body. He's not the size of a human. Yarnaby's the definition of basic. He has, nothing special about him. That's why the original plan was to team up with the Doctor. He's just a lion. But do not confuse basic with boring. And if you want complex movesets like the good old catnap, do not fear, because the next 3 are literally, completely switching up the way monsters play. So this, we need this. With that said, Yarnaby will be the gateway from going from the basic monsters, like the 3 we have now, to the ones that have a lot going on, like Catnap and Dog Day. He's got a really basic moveset, but they have little twists to them, even his primary attack, that aren't super hard to deal with, but they help you lean into more complex characters. Now that you kind of get where I'm coming from when I made Yarnaby's moveset, we can now finally actually jump into his passive abilities. He doesn't do anything that unique passively. However, I do want him to be one hell of a track star. Similar to Chapter 4 and the Great Yarnaby Incident, Yarnaby is going to be one good monster for active pursuit. In fact, that's kind of his whole thing. Similar to Boxy, almost. He will be able to run and jump after you, and that's right, I said jump. Not only will Yarnaby have a very fast movement speed, his jump also won't be too shabby. However, instead of Boxy's where it's a spring jump up, Yarnaby's jump will move more like an actual lion. It'll be a little leap just high enough to get you over, let's say, the conveyor belts in the Toy Factory map, allowing you to also keep your momentum instead of completely fucking it up like Boxy Springs. And that is pretty much it for everything he can do passively. Yes, this is our first giant monster video in a while, so no, there will be no maintaining the same movement speed going under low-hanging areas. Sorry, past rifters.
All
That's alright,
right,
man.
man.
Speaking
Just
of
don't
things,
shove your
I'm
one
really
anyway.
sad
He was my
meat! You said that about a ball of yarn once!
I don't know if it's still going to be there in post, but like, look at this Minecraft gameplay. This is some sick ass shit, right? I'm really proud of this. That's why it's here. At least my other background gameplays had like little correlation to Project Playtime. I just lost all of it. That game needs to come back. Wow. I'm doing commentary with no fucking baryonics on the screen. This is nostalgic. Wow. This primary attack will make Yarnaby be the first of the 3 monsters we have right now to actually use their humongous mouths in their moveset. But Yarnaby's jaw is no simple feat. I'd like to argue he has the greatest bite force in the entirety of the franchise, and it'll probably end that way. I don't think Prototype's going to be too heavy on biting. Meaning this bite is going to do a lot of damage, and therefore is going to have a pretty lengthy cooldown. Nothing abysmal, nothing crazy, but definitely longer than like Huggy or Mommy, which even their cooldowns can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. So I'd say 2 or 3 seconds longer than Huggy, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're playing the game, you'll notice. But using video game knowledge with great cooldowns comes great damage, and Yarnaby is going to do like half of your HP.
What?
Now, alright. I know that sounds bad. Look at Yarnaby's mouth and tell me you're surviving more than 2 hits. You know what? You're lucky I'm giving you a second hit. Now, I know this is a weird play, considering Yarnaby is a pursuit monster as well, but this tempts players to hide from him more often, which I also really want with Yarnaby, similar to his appearance in Chapter 4. But one-shotting is nothing new to Project Playtime, and people still have a fun time. This isn't a serious competitive game. It really reminds me of like a party game, to be honest. Huggy Wuggy's ability one-shots people, and is a charge attack. He pretty much uses that every chase. He may as well have a one-shot primary. And Prime Mommy Longlegs that they said they're bringing back, the webs. What the hell is going on in there? Anyway, Prime Mommy Longlegs, yes, was an ambush character, granted, but she would drop down, web you up, and pretty much instantly kill you. This would not be as unbalanced as you think, especially because I'm making it fair by blinding you. I know that sounds bad. Bad decision I'm saying this now, but Yarnaby is canonically stupid. Like, the Doctor was disappointed in his creation at first, but he was lethal enough to keep around. Now relax your armpit hairs. I don't mean for the entire match, but from the POV you're playing as Yarnaby at, when you bite, you're covering the camera. Now that's like not true at all for the actual canon of Yarnaby. I'm sure he can still see, even though it definitely messes up his vision a little bit, right? Because his eyes are going outward. So you know what, that works anyway. Either the original concept where the mouth closes in on you and you just get a black screen, or your eyes go outward and like look behind you, but that's like weird to code and like really trippy for no reason. So we'll stick with the black screen closing on you. Whenever you bite, that goes down. And you know in Project, when you're facing a good survivor, it is easy to lose them. So imagine that when you're being blinded. Imagine that. It's going to be a constant chase. They're always going to slip away after you get that first bite off. And that is how I balance his primary attack. I think it's a good way to make Yarnaby a 2-shot, but also make it so the chases last a little longer still. So he doesn't feel completely overpowered. And he'll also feel really powerful, and also really stupid, which is a trend that will follow in the rest of his abilities.
When I grow up, I want to stick my head through a circle at the beginning of movies and roar.
It's tradition for all pick-up-and-play, easy Project Playtime monsters to have an ability that helps you find people. And Yarnaby's will be no different. Similar to PJ Pugapillar, I'm giving him a sniff ability. Because he does sniff in Chapter 4. Doesn't do anything. Probably because he doesn't have a nose. No idea. You know what? Let me pull up a picture. Because, like... yeah, he has no nose. He has no such nose. On the prototype, this guy does not have a nose. What is he sniffing with? I don't know, but he's going to do it. Hitting the first ability button will command Yarnaby to kneel down and start sniffing. He cannot do anything during this move except look around. He cannot attack, he cannot walk. This move allows you to highlight the nearest player to you. It doesn't matter how far they are, they could be across the map. It will highlight them for you. However, this all depends on how long you've been sniffing. The longer you sniff, the longer the player will be highlighted. Hitting this ability again, walking, attacking, or using your other ability will cancel this move for you, and give you your well-earned scent. Now, scent farming will not be a thing. The ability can only last for so long, and it will stop once it has hit the max amount of scent you've collected off of a player, which will be like about 30 seconds of them being highlighted. But completing this very powerful location move, no matter how long you took, will make Yarnaby do the thing he does best. Be an idiot. He's going to sit there and roar with nothing you can do to cancel it, letting the whole lobby know that he just sniffed someone out. Oh, so y'all think the doctor studied what that mouth do?
It's the bad kitty.
My new pose kinda looks like The Rock. Check this out. Yeah, this is me trying to distract you from the fact that Yarnaby's ability does 70 damage. It will be a slight pounce forward, like not even a leap type of pounce, more like a lean in just to grab you. And when he does get you with that claw, with the little teeny tiny bit of extra range he has, it'll play out more like a jump scare. He'll grab you, put you down, and bite you, just like Chapter 4, or a unique animation, but that's really all I can think of. And after this pin, the survivor will have taken 70 damage, however, he'll have extra time to get away, because once again, Yarnaby will be locked in an animation. This time, just him getting up and adjusting himself, you know, being stupid. You could even have him look around dumbfounded. Missing this attack will still put you in the animation, so use it carefully. It can be perfectly dodged with a roll, if you're suspecting that Yarnaby will use it. Facing this guy, you're always going to want to be far, far ahead, just like Chapter 4. Now admire this clip real quick. I'll give you an example if you watch the clip. A good example. Wow, look at it, beautiful. This move from the good old pillar chase is a great example of exactly what I'm talking about. You reach in, grab them, plays a little animation where they take a huge chunk of damage, but they still remain standing. The only difference is that you're left behind with a cooldown. Both on the animation and the ability would have a pretty lengthy cooldown. You're not using it again in that one chase. Now this move is already risky to use, and it really should be, but just a little cherry on top. Give the character some extra personality. So I'm going to give a direct counter to where you guys are going to use this most, besides the swings. I know how y'all play. Y'all are going to try reaching right in when someone's trying to close a door on you, so let me hit you with this. If you hit a door while it's closing, or a matter of fact, even a wall, let's make this silly, you get hit with an animation that's maybe like 2 seconds longer, of just the good old Yarnaby scratching and humping the door, and the gates. Oh. So you watch where you're swinging this ability. And with that said, that's Yarnaby's moveset. Only 2 abilities, like I said. He's the perfect in-between of the 3 base roster characters and the other movesets I've made for other monsters. Lethal, and really stupid. However, the video's not over yet. You didn't really think I would waste something as beautiful as a skin section on Bunzo Bunny and Bunzo Bunny only? No, we're gonna keep this going until we're making skins for Raven Team Lead. Yeah, I'm Mob Entertainment. I'm gonna drop the entire soundtrack for Puppy Playtime Chapter 4
minutes after Riptor collected all the music for his video.
Hey guys, Dramatic here. I don't want to be tied up like I was in the last video, so I'm not going to try to show off all the skins at once again. Now you may be wondering a few things like, why do you look so different and why do you sound so different? That's because I got a new microphone. Also, I have a cold, so get off my back. However, you'll also notice that one of the skins I drew looks a bit different from the rest. That's because I didn't draw it. You see, Robot Bunzo here was very hard to draw, and I'm not doing that bit again, so my friend drew Robot Yarnaby for me. And they also deserve credit where it's due for making sure I kept Yarnaby and his skins accurate and appealing. But I drew all the other skins, don't forget it. Oh, friend. Okay, I guess they're too shy to be in the video. They didn't even want to be credited, they're that shy. So, what was the point of this section? Why am I even here? Riptor, you know what to do. Show them the skins.
Sure thing, driver. Holy shit! What the hell? What in the prototype's name do I need all those pickaxes for? Why was I holding so many pickaxes? Anyway, oh Yarnaby. Where your clothes at? Starting off, we have the basic Yarnaby with yarn on him. Let's keep that on. Then, of course, his recolors. Yo, who is behind the speed on this thing? Buy Poppy Playtime NFT. Buy Poppy Playtime NFT. Buy Pop. Whoa. Okay. The white flash in the background took me out of my hypnotism. I swear, bro. I be putting everything but Project Playtime in this background. Anyway, here is Yarnaby, who is missing a mane because if you didn't know, Yarnaby is confirmed to be a lion toy. Therefore, a female Yarnaby would not have a main. Golden Yarnaby, because when you have a free game, things like this need to exist. That's just how it goes. I don't make the rules. Then there's Rockaby, to go right along with those steampunk chase themes. Now Yarnaby himself, with the physics, would already look really good, but I feel like this skin specifically, its physics would look really good. Just the hair would be hilarious. Speaking of hilarious, when you saw Yarnaby, did you want her to be older? Are you an older woman? Well, here you go. Granaby. This is probably just poking fun at how grandmas are usually messing with yarn and like knitting and stuff, but if we're gonna associate grandma's knitting with Yarnaby, then where's Spider-Man Yarnaby? He knits his own costume. You know what, never mind, I'll get someone cooler. Yarnabald. If Yarnaby gets in the game and they don't do this, I will be very mad. It is such a profitable skin, with such little effort on their part, it needs to exist. It just has to. There are no ifs, ands, or buts. It would be a literal joke not to do that. Which, speaking of jokes, ooh, I'm on fire. Carnivy is present as well. This is a good old reference to Carnival Lions. Which, to be honest, a show like that could potentially exist if that Playtime Co. Carnival rumor is true. I bet in that circus, Carnivy was the star of the show. Eh? Like Starnaby? I think the skin is genius, taking his mane, turning it into the sun. This would be the most visually appealing skin in the entire game, especially if they add some cool physics to it. Maybe even make the rocks float around him. This could be easily the coolest skin to ever exist. Then there's Silver Yarnaby. Silver isn't usually on the checklist for dramatic, but Rainbow was, and that's impossible with Yarnaby, unless you just want to change his legs, which isn't enough for the price tag. So here's Silver Yarnaby. I'm willing to debate this one would look really cool. Not only do I already like it here, but there's a silver Huggy skin I'm pretty sure, and that one looks like great. And I feel like this one will look better. All of Yarnaby's skins have so much potential in this game, and these ones came out really well. I have no pun for this one, so here's Ruby Yarnaby. Runaby? Rubaby? Not R-U. I'm not asking R-U. I'm spelling it out. R-U. How would this work? It would be Rubaby. And it moved on without me. I took that long? Whatever. Robot Yarnaby. Again, the effects and the physics would look great on this one. But now with the added addition of the robot sound effects, because we all know those are the best sound effects for any skins in the game. I really love the different eyes. I think if the robot skins were to get more creative, they should mess with things like the eyes more often and make them more unique. Especially if those eyes would be moving around mid-game, it'd be simply fantastic. But here's the thing. In the game, the robot skins change the jump scare sound effects. So I would want some of these skins to actually change the roar on Yarnaby. Like, imagine every time you sniff, you get that mechanical roar instead of the normal one. I would also love to see the inside of the mouths of these skins, or even just the skins of actual Yarnaby, if he ever comes out in the game, if the game ever updates. Despite being a basic character, I think Yarnaby can have some of the best customization, and these skins are the perfect example. There really is so much they can do with him. But if I had to pick anything, it'd be Baldaby. They're still at the door? Alright, I get it, bro, I'm sorry. Say your name and occupation for me. My name is Rifter. I made the Yarnaby moveset. It was pretty difficult to put the pieces together, but unfortunately...